All you have to do is close your eyes and listen.
Welcome to episode 30 of TSGG Chat. I'm your host, Kevin Bork. With me this week is Jake. Welcome back, Jake.
Ew.
Brett. Welcome back, Brennon.
What was that? What name
That was
was
kind of
that?
like Brett
That was
and
a
Brennan
different
together
person.
because I was looking at him.
we
Brett
have
is here. Welcome back,
joined.
Brett.
Thank you.
Welcome back, Brennan.
Good to be here.
I should have just stuck
Kaylee.
with the brothers Shippy.
You didn't
It
like that.
worked out so much better for me.
Appreciate it.
In this
Brett
episode,
was the naysayer.
yeah, he was the naysayer. I know you liked it. Super Shippy Brothers. What about that one?
No.
I
actually-
I'm a super not fan.
I 100% agree to
You
all
like
of that.
that
Go back to the brothers.
Super shippy bros. Who's wearing the green in the relationship and who's wearing the red?
Burning this house down. He's clearly Luigi. Come on. He's taller, except I'm taller. He's skinnier, except I'm skinnier. But I'm a
just gonna
better
let him keep
plumber,
playing it.
so I'm Mario.
Valid point. He's got you.
Strong
He's got you
points.
Which one of you eats the fire flower?
Is that an innuendo? Like, what was that?
I'm not sure.
I eat the mushroom. If that's what you That's an innuendo. Ooh, that was rough. Oh
Yeah,
God.
it sure
I'm gonna
was.
excuse myself from the show now.
I'm dead.
Hi. Ooh.
In this
to the
episode,
show.
yeah, welcome everybody. In this one, we're going to talk about the Game Awards. Those happen, but first, sign up with us over at tsgg.online. Follow us on Twitter at the TSGG. Subscribe to us over at youtube.com/the society. Watch us live on twitch.tv/tsggonline. And you can get early access and exclusives over at patreon.com/tsgg. The Game Awards happened.
They did.
They were awesome.
They were.
Jeff did a great
They
job.
are.
Yeah, congrats.
They
to
will
Jeff.
continue to be so.
They is.
And there was no Schick Razor Man running around this time, so it was
True.
a good positive there.
Very good. There is a piece of news before we get into the Game Awards, though.
What's that? The Game Awards themselves are so much news.
Yeah, but rather than just going through as those being breaking news, we're just going to do the whole feature on the Game Awards itself, and we'll talk about that. But there is one piece that was not part of the Game Awards, and this one is about Mike Laidlaw, former creative director of Dragon Age over at BioWare. He left, and he has a new gig now. He is now the creative director for Ubisoft Quebec on an unnamed project. So that is very exciting.
Oh.
Isn't Quebec the B
Dragon
team?
era.
Now, remember initially.
Is it Quebec their B team though?
Yeah.
No, Quebec is the one that made. Yeah, Quebec is the B team.
Yeah, I was gonna
Quebec
say.
is their B team.
Quebec
Montreal,
may
the
have
team.
been the B team until he joined.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's a B plus.
Yeah, it's a
None
B plus.
of that matters. It's all about the Outer Worlds. Let's get right
man.
into it.
Oh,
All right,
God.
we're getting
Yeah.
right into the Game Awards. Okay, so some of the biggest moments of the show, other than the awards themselves, let's go through some of that. The bosses of Xbox, Sony, and Nintendo all together on stage
Huge moment.
at the
I'm just
very
saying,
beginning.
Sean looked very uncomfortable.
Sean always looks very uncomfortable. Sean
Phil was
Layden,
loving it.
Sean Layden is uncomfortable at his own thing. It's like
People
he is.
person. Doesn't
He's
seem
he just. I mean, he is, but he just looks like that. It's
just his look.
it is. I don't think
Uncomfortable
he. I
guy.
don't think he is actually uncomfortable. He just always appears
that
that
way.
way. Yeah.
Reggie looked like a kid on Christmas.
Reggie has not changed since
He
he
was
was been
hype.
with Nintendo.
He's immortal.
He is immortal.
Everyone-
Yeah, and Phil was up in that
And that blazer.
Blazer
Now we
Phil,
got Blazer Phil. Yeah.
professional Blazer Phil.
What happened?
Look out below.
Technical difficulties.
So
Was
yeah,
it
having
me?
those guys up on stage together, delivering a positive message about coming together and looking forward to a great future for video games. Did they come out and tell us
Cross-platform.
Cross-platform, no.
Sadly,
I think we're all taking that from
That
that.
would have been a huge moment. They confirmed it.
Well, there were many other huge moments. Another one that stuck out to me was Magic the Gathering getting a pro league
That's
with
dope.
$10 million on the line for 2019.
Time for me to hop on in.
Deserved.
We had a few live performances there. They had the Game Awards orchestra back. That was really cool.
Yeah.
Devil May Cry 5 had a live musical performance.
Devil Trigger.
Yes, it was Devil Trigger. And the
Pretty
announcement
so-so on
of
that
a
one.
Microsoft exclusive demo for DMC5 that is actually available now for you to download and try. Did anybody do that?
Happy about that one. And
did download it, but I haven't.
You haven't tried it yet?
We were playing indies.
Oh, nice.
we're getting into some indies.
I'll be trying that one soon. Fortnite was out there. They talked about a new creation mode players are getting into. And then they announced a
Yeah.
brand new area called the Block. And they literally dropped it in during a trailer of it dropping in.
I will actually be playing this one with John. I'm gonna get the battle pass and I'm gonna jump in
Paying for the battle pass.
and I'm gonna play
You-
with John.
You are going to play
Yep.
Fortnite?
I hate the game, but the
Cutting
Santa
all the
skin
cords
with a
to his
sword,
consoles.
I wanted it so bad.
Throw his console on the lawn.
And John's gonna be streaming it, so he wanted somebody to play with him. So I'm gonna.
Why didn't you stop him, Brennan, before
Yeah,
the
why
This is
season?
the
didn't you
first
stop?
I've heard of it.
Okay,
You
so I
kept it
need
a secret?
Yes.
He didn't want my
We were
scorn.
playing Overwatch,
You know it's,
and
you
I had my
earned it.
headset on, and John was like, "Hey, watch this trailer." And he sent this to me 2 days before the Game Awards, and I was like, "I'm gonna play that with you." And I kept it real quiet.
And you're
Also-
announcing it
Yes.
here tonight.
Correct.
Your own announcement. Unfortunately, I can put that one down on the bad list.
we need to actually take the 5 minutes that just happened and delete it.
Just cut it.
It's
Yeah.
gone from the show.
Never
now.
happened.
Cut the whole show. Show's over.
And
We will
with the-
now
with
do
the
a Fortnite
creation mode-
podcast.
Oh no.
Yeah, see? I knew it.
With
He
the
was okay with
creation
that.
mode,
He's a liar.
there have already been people that created Nuketown in Fortnite.
That's kind of
So
cool.
you guys are going to play Fortnite to play Call of Duty?
I was like, he posted it online, and it was an exact replica of Nuketown in Fortnite.
Oh,
And people were like,
The new Nuketown
Just
or
play-
the old Nuketown?
it's all the same, Nuketown.
No,
Yeah, it's all
Nuketown is
Nuketown.
nuked now, so it's all broken and decrepit. And the
no,
buildings are-
this new Nuketown is in Russia, I think. It's different than before. It's not the
Is it?
broken one. Yeah.
I figured it would be the older one. But
Regardless, he created Nuketown, and everybody was like, hey, Call of Duty is the thing.
Hey, I
Just
would
play
like
Call of
to.
Duty.
Go play that.
I'd very much like to say that's cool, but I won't. So we're going to move on. The Game Awards was live on the eve of one of the biggest releases of the year in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Mhm.
Rather than snubbing them, Jeff brought out Reggie to talk about it, and together they revealed the first fighter pack coming in
Here
2019.
it comes.
They ended by having the Game Awards orchestra play the Smash Brothers theme song medley, which was a nice tribute considering it wasn't actually there.
Right.
I thought that was
swept
great.
the fighting awards.
But now we're going
The
to
one fighter.
Yeah, it would have swept it.
yeah, it would.
True.
But now we're going to get into some of the reveals that were there. So if you don't want any
Not-
spoilers
even
and
get
you're
it.
not
Okay, you're doing a spoiler one. All right, so
I'm trying to do a
spoilers
spoiler
for
alert
the upcoming
before-
information. So regarding that Nintendo thing you were just talking about, they did announce the first DLC character for
Oh, he just
Super
sniped
Smash
you so
Ultimate.
fast.
Let him have
This
it,
is
man.
my
He's excited.
game.
This is what he wants.
And it is Joker from Persona 5, which
Ayo.
I believe won Game of the Year last year. Or
No,
it
that
was.
very
won-
It was. It was
it-
run.
it
It was up
won-
running. Yeah.
my
It won
opinion, it should have.
JRPG of the year.
Because I think Breath of the Wild won last year.
correct.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild did.
It
I
wasn't
didn't
going
play
to be
Breath
that.
of the Wild though.
Absolutely Game of the
Persona
Year.
5 was absolutely phenomenal.
Insane. Love it.
And they added New Game Plus to it, and that was actually it started with New Game Plus, which is rare
It
these
does.
days. And
Well, you
it's
had to have
It has to
fantastic.
have
Yeah,
New
well,
Game
you
Plus.
had to get Saint Now, which
Yeah.
I did.
I did not.
Super OP,
I can. I mean,
great
I guess.
character.
I doubt he can.
What do you mean? What are you talking
I doubt
about?
he even beat it. Probably stopped on the last boss.
Probably got
Stop
destroyed by
it.
the last boss.
First of all, I'm not Kevin.
No, you're worse.
No, Kevin doesn't get to the last boss. He pauses 12 hours into the game.
That's
Yeah,
correct.
because when I do get
these-
to the last boss, I defeat it.
I endure.
There it is. But
How many
and it
times
looks
did
like
you have to fight the two sisters?
they are an optional boss and are supposed to be super hard.
Wait
And
a
you know
minute.
what?
Hold on
I
a second. You
beat
got to
them.
tell me about these sisters.
You know the wardens, the two girls in
He
Persona
didn't.
5.
He didn't play much of it, so
Well,
The two when you doing the dream thing?
Yes.
Oh, you fight
you
them?
can fight them.
By choice.
Oh,
They
that's
are
pretty awesome.
the hardest
And they're
enemy in the
super
game by
hard.
far.
Do you fight the dude?
No.
I mean,
no.
technically,
I mean, he's the end boss, technically.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
So
The
because he's
more
not the
you know.
real. He's not
He's
the
not
real.
the real jailer or whatever
Yeah.
it's supposed to be.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
He's the evil thing.
Yeah,
I don't
he's-
know a lot about
There's a
Persona
good thing
lore.
we did a
Yeah, I don't
spoiler
know.
alert here.
Because,
I
because
wanted
that
Persona
to.
is-
5
I knew where this was going.
Is the first one I've ever played.
So the Velvet Room, the room that you.
This is a Persona
Oh,
cast.
I thought we were
We'll
gonna
jump
'cause
into that.
I was
gonna
gonna give you some
but
knowledge.
We will?
You can hit me with that
I
some other.
just
When
wanna talk
Persona
about-
6 gets announced, we're doing a whole podcast on it. 'cause
I guarantee we could.
I
It's
love
in
Persona
development.
5.
They
It's
have-
a fantastic
they've
game.
I played all of them.
I've
So
confirmed it is in development. So at some point we will be having that announcement.
I'm gonna need you
Probably
to just hit up a Soul
2023. But
Next gen for sure.
Oh
so
yeah,
yeah, Joker
no
is
doubt.
the announced DLC character.
I'm so
I'm
stoked.
hoping
Right.
to bring a couple of his personas because that would be awesome in Super Smash. Just summoning them in to destroy everyone.
I would say 3
Saint
because
Nell's
that's
one
what
of them. That's-
Pokemon Trainer has. I believe 3.
Charizard, Venusaur, and Blastoise.
Yeah.
I actually don't think it's gonna be like that. I think
No.
it's just gonna be. I think it's just gonna be Lupin, the first one. I think that's what it's called, Lupin.
I don't think so, but I know what
we
you're talking
talked
about.
about that.
Yeah, I don't know which one it
I
was.
disagreed with you, so I didn't respond.
So it's gonna be the main. It's gonna be his first summon, but it's gonna be the abilities that he has from the first summon because there's a whole bunch.
It's possible, but when they showed his persona behind him, it
wasn't
didn't
Lupin.
look like him. It didn't have the mask. It just didn't.
I
look
thought
like
I saw
person.
the like
We'll
the
rewatch
definition.
the trailer a
Yeah.
bunch and go over it
Yeah.
later. But
Well, for those of you that don't
In-depth
know what's
breakdown.
included in a fighter pack, you get a character, you get music tracks that pertain to that franchise, and also you get a stage.
Which Persona has awesome music. So
Yeah, it does. It really does.
The music tracks for that in Smash.
I have the soundtrack.
would
It's
gonna be awesome.
sick.
What do you think we're going to see in the stage, though? Persona stage.
The bus?
it's probably gonna be Mementos. Probably. You agree? Mementos being
Oh,
the stage.
Persona stage?
oh, that's probably it.
Yeah.
Because that's you grind a lot in that, so
Most likely that or a palace. If they do one of the palace stages,
it's probably gonna be Mementos
that would be my guess.
because that's the one
That's
that's
where, like,
unified throughout all of
yeah.
them. Mementos is the big one that you always go through. The palaces are all separate unless they cycle through palaces.
That would be cool.
You know,
No,
like
that
would
would
change
be
the
so many
stage.
stages.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Well, the stages do change in the game now, so
Arson.
Smash
This
has,
is what his
like-
name is. Arsene.
Told you it wasn't Lupin.
I could have sworn. It's one of the other characters.
But yeah, so that's the first DLC announcement for Super Smash. I'm super excited. I would have been more excited if it was Persona 6, but that's probably years off still, so I can dream.
I mean, it was dope. It was a surprise. I didn't expect it to happen.
No, that's quite
That's
quite a crossover.
Persona 5 is probably coming to Switch too, so
That is
Keep an
that
eye
is
on it.
That would be
another
really
confirmed
cool.
rumor. Yeah, that's one that they're talking about.
it
That would be
make
pretty
sense
awesome.
Given
well now
Yeah,
that they're
given this
doing-
crossover, yeah. Let's see. What else? What other games were shown there? I don't really
Oh, maybe
remember. I
the-
don't know.
everyone knows I love Obsidian. I'm the host.
Wow,
now.
you are
Kevin has
just-
looked me in the eyes. I'm the captain.
Wow.
Well, I'm going to take over
Great
from
movie.
here.
What is
You're
wrong
not.
with this guy tonight?
You're not.
The pizza.
You're gonna call him Oblivion and mess up and just
No.
spout off into some side thing.
Fine, let's talk
You
about
didn't even watch
Obsidian Entertainment's
the video when I
next
posted
offering.
So it's called The Outer Worlds, which is a new IP. So it wasn't Bioshock or anything we thought it might be. It looks like a mixture of kind of Bioshock, Borderlands, Fallout New Vegas.
Come on, it's Outer Space Fallout.
Yes.
It's the predecessor to New Vegas.
It's outer space good Fallout.
This is
Don't-
the team
we gotta-
that created
there's a
original
76 out
Fallout
there.
So
and Fallout New Vegas.
what I love is that's what they started off with.
oh yeah,
They
in the beginning.
made it known.
That was
It
That
was a
big
shot.
troll.
such
What?
a flex.
Yeah, it was.
Hey, Fallout New Vegas, the good one.
Yeah.
we,
We're the
we did
creators of
that.
the original Fallout.
That was us.
and I mean the gameplay looked phenomenal. It looked very choice based. They've already confirmed you can be a psycho killer and
Well,
just murder
that's-
everyone and
that
still
wasn't
complete the
announced,
main
though.
quest. This is all just stuff following, but
Correct. They
Might as well
posted a big
give 'em the
video on
info while we're
YouTube
talking.
Yeah, just
afterwards
give him some info. There was a 15-minute video
Yes.
that Game
where you ran
Informer
a
did.
mission. Yep.
it's first person shooter, so
You can choose.
I'm assuming you're going to be able to holster your weapon. In the video they showed, you could not. I'm just guessing that's because it's in an early build.
I wouldn't
make
even
a lot
worry
of
about
sense.
They showed
Yeah, I
first
would-
and third person.
I don't really like walking around with my gun out the whole time. It's kind of unimmersive for those who care about that.
I don't like playing in first person.
Yeah, you have the
Weird.
choice with this
That's
one.
weird.
Yeah, I don't.
You're
I
a
just
weird
don't like
guy.
it.
You're
You
probably
ever
Why?
tried to
Why?
play
You're
New
probably gonna
Vegas
have a choice on
in
this thing.
third person?
They showed. They
No.
could do.
It's impossible.
It shouldn't be.
You should not play any of their games in the third person
Why not?
because they're better in first person. That's how they're meant to be.
He just because he said so. Is basically what he just
Accept
said.
it.
This guy is not allowed to have pizza anymore.
But yeah, I mean, I'm as hype as can be. If you guys watched our earlier shows, you know I'm a huge Obsidian fan. They are my number 2, I believe, on my developer list. Number 2.
They
You
did
forgot
show
your
some-
own list.
They did show
Well,
some
it
combat.
varies. No, Larian Studios is my number 2. Obsidian's number 3.
They
'cause
did
they
show a
just
lot of
make some
combat though.
CD
and
Project Red is
stuff
number
does
one.
take
Project.
more than 1 or 2 shots to die, so that's a pretty big bonus.
Yeah.
We're at a game that you can't one-shot every enemy when they're 9 levels higher than you. Imagine.
weird.
It
Strange.
looks awesome. Honestly,
does.
the world for such an
Was
early build too.
Was there NPCs in that game?
There are many NPCs.
It's all
September
entirely,
2019, by the way.
all entirely
September.
choice base. September 2019. I didn't know they gave it a month. That's
Yeah, they did. They said September.
even better.
Yeah.
That's holiday season. That's gonna have to compete against Cyberpunk
Maybe.
No,
Possibly.
stop it.
if it comes out.
It's coming out
The
2020.
game looks beautiful though, especially this early. It's so pretty.
So
It's-
colorful. The
Yeah.
trees were like bubblegum pink. I was not seeing that coming, and I was astounded. It was
I do like the trend that happened here at the Game Awards, where something got revealed and then it was release date 2019.
yeah.
Not here's a reveal. Who knows if it's ever?
Are
coming.
you-
Well, Sony
is
was
that-
you don't like
I
the
was gonna
Sony
say-
way of doing things.
Was that a
wasn't
Sony? Was it like a Sony?
No,
rip right there?
Nintendo's
Well, yeah,
Also
but
really
Nintendo does that in a way
guilty
that
of
it's
doing
like
this.
their games aren't way out. They'll
They generally come pretty
they'll
soon.
say it and then like it'll be like, oh, it's here.
Well,
Oh.
Yeah, they just here's a direct coming tomorrow,
Yeah,
and then in the direct it's releasing next week.
yeah.
Hope you saved up for it.
Sony's like, it'll come
sometime
out.
2023.
I don't
All right,
really
we'll
know.
talk
Ghost
about
of
that later.
Tsushima,
We're going
what
to talk
is
about that. We're
that?
talking about the games that were here.
The Outer Worlds.
The Outer Worlds
game-
is there. If
Honestly,
you haven't seen the
I'm
video,
so excited for it.
go check it
It
out.
did look
for
fun.
sure.
Game
And
Informer,
this
right?
is
Game Informer, yes.
regardless of what you hear from the games journalists who are so great. It is
Oh,
not an
yeah.
exclusive. It is on all consoles. The
And
main
PC as
three.
well.
Correct.
Yes. PlayStation, Xbox, PC.
It is
not
also
Switch,
not
unfortunately.
Not
a
Switch?
mixture.
Not Switch.
It is also not a mixture of Fallout 76 and Mass Effect Andromeda.
Whoa, who
That-
said that?
Definitely not.
Game Informer.
That was the laziest
Ooh.
comparison.
It's
I've ever
Space
heard.
Fallout.
It's Space
Come on.
Fallout in Vegas.
Okay,
Better.
I can't wait anymore. Mortal Kombat 11 was announced.
He's literally wearing a Mortal
From
Kombat
NetherRealm.
I am.
Put on
NetherRealm
Studios.
Studios. Ed Boon came out, trolled us like only
Like he
Ed Boon
does.
can.
It was so good.
So many secrets in that trailer. This is going to be a fantastic game. Who wants to walk us through the trailer? I'm
The
not
trailer
capable.
was-
Kevin, please.
Vicious.
It was.
So
All right, I'm going to walk us through the trailer. I'm going to let Kevin take this one. This is his game.
Okay.
he's gonna just spasm over.
Yeah, somebody walk us through the trailer, and then I'll try
So
to
basically,
highlight what we saw in
The
it.
first thing we see is evil Raiden,
Yes.
red-eyed, glowing Raiden fighting.
Yeah, not so much evil Raiden.
It was the I don't this
very
this,
Elder
aggressive
God.
attacking
Yeah.
Outworld.
yeah
Raiden.
the Mortal Kombat needs to end Raiden the one that says yep fuck all these rules and shit because this just keeps going.
He's corrupt.
Yeah.
That's corrupt.
He's
Raiden.
pretty bad.
protecting Earth.
He was
Um,
good for
corrupted
him.
by
He was
Onaga,
fighting Scorpion.
in case you were wondering.
You're thinking it's Onaga?
Now about what you said about
Well, he was corrupted by Onaga. So. But if we're going... Well, I guess they did a soft reboot on Mortal Kombat 9, which was just titled Mortal Kombat. But if you wanted to go back to Deception, it was when he was in the room fighting against the Deadly Alliance,
Quan
which
Chi and-
were Quan Chi and Shang Tsung. Onaga came in, and they allied to fight him, and
Right.
Onaga's resistance to magic is unlike any other. And Raiden was an Elder God at that time, which he stepped down from to take on the Deadly Alliance. And then Onaga came in, and they were losing the battle, and Raiden used his Elder God essence to blow himself up as like a sacrificial bomb to take out everybody. But Onaga wasn't even scratched. But when Raiden was killed in that, he reformed because he's an Elder God, but he had essence of Onaga,
Mhm.
and he's corrupted since then. However, in Mortal Kombat 9, they kind of did like a soft reboot of the franchise with Raiden going back in time and saying that everything was about Shao Kahn. So perhaps he's not tainted by Onaga. We don't really know yet, but we do know after the occurrences of MKX, in his storyline, he's become enraged that he's going on the offensive, no longer waiting to defend Earthrealm. He's going out against their enemies, and in his storyline, Liu Kang Revenant and Katana Revenant become the rulers
Of the Netherrealm?
of the Netherrealm, and he wages war against them, and also is going to Outworld to wage war there.
Who's gonna stop him? Definitely not Kotal Khan.
Definitely not first Scorpion.
That which was
Earlier Scorpion.
Yeah, which was also like the Scorpions from the earlier games. So
Well-
this definitely has a lot more to do with time travel than we're thinking, I think.
Right. Well, the first Scorpion that
Is
is
current
fighting.
Scorpion.
Continue with the trailer.
So basically, after that little lore input, we
There's
see
going to be a lot more.
we see Raiden come out, and he is fighting Scorpion.
Full on Naginata
It
in
is
hand.
Now,
Some savage stuff going
just
on.
to interject here.
Oh
real
my
quick.
God.
Shao Kahn took over from Onaga, ruling Outworld, correct?
No. Oh, yeah. So Onaga and his undying army were the rulers of Outworld. Shao Kahn poisoned him because he knew he couldn't defeat him. And then he was sealed away. And Quan Chi and his army was sealed away. And Quan Chi discovered the army, and by awakening the army, he also awakened Onaga. But Onaga's consciousness turned into an orb called Damashi, which then tricked Shujinko into going on his adventure in search of the Kamidogu. And Shujinko thought Damashi was an elder god, but he really wasn't. He was just betrayed. So, continue.
There were some words there.
All right. So, Raiden.
Pronunciation on point, by the way.
Yeah, I know. Kamidogu.
Something like that.
Samashi.
Yeah. So Raiden comes out. He's fighting Scorpion. It's full on Mortal Kombat. We got
They did not
blood,
tone
gore.
it
They
down.
did not. In the end, Scorpion's head gets blown
You're
up.
skipping all the best parts.
It's just
I'm gonna take over. He's terrible.
I can't break it down.
He's awful.
So
Moving on.
they're attacking each other. They various set points. They gain the upper hand. We see what appears to be a new X-ray system, not confirmed yet, but it looks very much so. So essentially, Scorpion pulls out his katana, which is an actual katana in this game, not a broadsword. Thank you, NetherRealm. And he
still gonna have a broken reach, and I'm still gonna school you with him.
two crosses on
Most
his
likely.
chest, and then stabs his shurikens through his eyes, and then punts him across the screen like he does, and pulled him back to kick the shuriken further through his head. And all this, they didn't do the X-ray where they actually zoomed in to show the bones. They just showed the blood and gore splattering
Right.
all
It's
over
kind
the
of more
place.
like just a close-up system.
Right.
Mhm.
Slow motion type thing.
A
and
lot
it's
more visceral.
Oh, yeah, a lot more visceral. Like the breaking of Scorpion's fingers when Raiden does his.
Oh
They're
god,
just
the
skipping
bone
all
was just
over.
popped
There's
right
no
out.
I can't
order
help
to
myself.
this.
Continue. All right, continue.
Somehow Raiden survives this shuriken through
He
both his
shrugs
eyes.
it off,
It
yeah.
just,
It's
it
just a
doesn't
scratch.
matter.
He's an elder guy.
Just a
I mean,
flesh
to be
wound.
fair, Scorpion gets stabbed through the chest with a naginata and just keeps on coming. So, anywho, eventually Raiden does gain the upper hand, breaks Scorpion's finger, which they showed, which was horrifying.
Great.
It
The
was-
bone just popped out.
It was
was
just
awesome.
there.
There
showing.
it is.
And then he electrocuted his head, and it blew up like a
Good old eye pops.
omelet in the
There wasn't
microwave
an eye
type
pop.
deal.
There was eyes. There was
No,
a
his
full
whole
head.
head
His,
just
his
exploded.
whole head was gone.
It looked like popcorn. Boom.
So Raiden, in his victorious
Well, hold on,
arrogance,
because I want to
he's interjecting.
jump in there.
Now history lesson.
Well, no, I just think because NetherRealm, they do tons of secrets that are right in front of your eyes. And I think that combo into his head exploding is one of Raiden's brutalities.
Think so?
You're going to be able to do that, yeah.
He did break his finger, break his knee, and then blew his head apart.
Yeah, it
So
looks
it's
like a
very
combo.
likely. Also, another thing, Raiden summoned like an electric staff into his hand that
That's
actually
That's a new,
gave him the
new
upper
ability for
hand.
him.
So I don't know if that's like a gear set. We don't know if any of that's confirmed yet. So
And to be fair,
Interesting to
on
see.
that Scorpion, we did see armor pieces.
we did see
So-
armor. And the I also don't know if this is confirmed, but I did notice their armor broke down through the fight, so I'm hoping that that's something they keep in
Destruction.
actual game after a round, like the damage that was done is displayed, I'm hoping. So after that...
The Scorpion's head explodes. What happens next?
So Raiden is celebrating his victory and turns around, stepping all over his corpse, by the way, which they zoomed in on, and I'm not sure if that was just like disrespect or
It was.
Yeah, it was
a
he's
total
like
disrespect,
kicking his
yeah.
body backwards.
It's like
I
when
don't
you
know.
shoot people's bodies after you kill them
got it.
in other games.
So he turns around, and there is younger Scorpion, Infernal Scorpion, in his old school yellow armor.
Interject. So I don't know if this is maybe reaching a little bit, but back to Deception for a moment. Shujinko went on this adventure,
Mm-hmm.
and because of what he did, Raiden became aware of it, and the Elder Gods became aware of it. And it actually wasn't Shujinko who took down Onaga. It was Scorpion, who the Elder Gods summoned and made Scorpion their champion, and they channeled their power through Scorpion to take down Onaga, and they promised him, what they promised him was that if he were to defeat Onaga, his family and clan would be brought back to life. Resurrected. So he did this. He defeats Onaga, and the Elder Gods, being the bastards that they are, they resurrect his clan, but they leave them as undead. Which then he is enraged.
And he kills them all.
No, none of that
He
has.
leaves
So he
the
kills
clan
his
alive?
clan.
What?
He
Kills
leaves
his
the clan
clan,
alive?
doesn't he?
Well, he goes out. Yeah, but he goes out
Oh, that's
on.
what I meant.
He goes out to avenge and go after the Elder Gods for betraying what he thought, but that has not come to fruition yet.
That's when it was rebooted, right?
So
And
I'm
it was
curious
Sub-Zero who did it.
if this
Quotations.
Scorpion that shows up, if he is the champion, and he's fighting here to fight Raiden.
Different timeline, you're thinking?
Yeah, because
Well, I mean,
it's all fucked up now.
as,
So,
With that.
as you
continue-
continue
we're
forward,
we'll
we'll
get-
talk
we'll
about
get
that.
that.
We
Continue.
are
So-
starting
So-
to reach Kingdom Hearts level.
I'm stretching on this one.
No one was digitized.
I don't
yet.
know if this is Champion Scorpion or not, but he seemed very strong,
Yeah.
and you're gonna know why right
in
now.
just a moment. So, to me, I just thought he was Infernal Scorpion, so he had the Hellfire. So Raiden turns around, gets in his fighting position, and gets one shot. He just does his Inferno dash thing straight through him, takes his whole body off, and then he pulls out his katana and slices off his head, does the Scorpion get over here with his shuriken right through his head, and that's the trailer. Except, then it pops up MK11.
But wait, interject. So here's another secret that I think is going to actually happen.
Oh, I missed the tagline.
Just
it's
like-
your next.
It-
This
it
time,
is
not
your
who's
next.
next.
Yeah, it's your next this time. But that move that he's talking about, where Scorpion goes through.
Another
And-
brutality.
No, I think that's one of Scorpion's fatalities.
Well, if they do the system again, I wonder if the different classes will have different fatalities then, because only Infernal should be able to do that.
Well, what if you have gear-based fatalities too?
Ooh.
So, like,
That's-
if you get a legendary
we
item,
don't know.
it does a fatality. A different
I'm
fatality.
hoping everything you guys are saying right now is real. Because in MKX, each character only had 2 fatalities,
Right.
and I was kind of bummed out about that because in previous MKs, some had 5.
Well, you could
So-
get the old school fatalities. That
Yeah,
were, like,
but
free
I'm
DLC,
so sick of
but-
watching those.
Yeah, exactly. So fades out, pops up MK11, then tagline, "You're next," and then it fades to a woman, what appears to be an elder god based on her clothes and eyes, which were glowing white, next to what we all believe is the sands of time,
Flowing the wrong direction.
flowing up rather than down. So that's of course.
And there's all
indicative
kinds of like,
time going backwards.
Yeah. there's like, kind of looks like DNA strands out there.
Yeah.
But frames.
Mhm.
So this woman, me and Kevin were actually talking about this
Kevin
earlier
and I.
today. Oh my god. We believe
Finish
was
him.
actually foreshadowed back in MK9 in Jade's victory. So when she wins, beats Shao Kahn, she falls unconscious, and her consciousness is actually taken over by an ethereal being in white who says Shao Kahn shouldn't be defeated. History has to be changed, essentially.
Which coincides with visions that Raiden was having, where
Right.
he says he must win. but he couldn't figure out who it was that must win.
Turned out to be him when the elder gods empowered him. but
Right, yeah.
Apparently that was wrong too from this woman's point of view. So
Yeah.
we're going to see what happens, but we believe this woman is the same. Obviously, no confirmation. That's just our speculation, but
But this is
seems to be
also
pretty good
another
speculation.
reason why we believe that MK9 was the reboot for the storyline, and that MKX Jade was nowhere to be found except in Katana's ending.
And then
And
she was a
she was
green
the-
ethereal being.
yeah,
We told her,
in Katana's ending, and that
told
was
her
the
to
only.
fight Raiden.
Yeah, she told her to fight Raiden, and so this probably will be the cap on a 3-part series
Lines up.
storyline.
And to be fair, on top of that, Ed Boon told everyone to keep an eye on this woman, but she wasn't in 10, so everyone forgot about it. So that's just, it adds up to me.
And this game actually is going to release on April 23rd, 2019.
Hey, Kev.
Yep.
What's the pre-order bonus?
The pre-order bonus is my man, Shao Kahn.
We
Who
don't
was
know
that
if
again?
he's story yet. I'm just going to put that out there.
What?
We don't know if he's in the story yet.
I doubt he's in the story. It's just
If he's a pre-order bonus,
he's pre-order
probably not in the
playable.
story.
Goro, he wasn't in the story,
Right.
but
I think I'm gonna disagree. I
think he's in the story?
I think because if this is multiple timelines trying to correct itself, I guarantee he's in there.
well, he'll have an ending
Yeah.
when you do the
Well,
ladder.
because he's a playable
I,
character.
but,
I
but
don't
I
know
also
if
think
he's
that
gonna
he's going to be
in the
I think
storyline
he
though.
is.
I don't think so because he
He
wouldn't
wouldn't
be a pre-order.
only.
Yeah.
then.
Well,
Well, I mean,
that's not exactly correct.
If you
because-
pre-order, you get to play the story.
I mean,
No, because-
Alien wasn't in there.
yeah,
so
but also there are characters in the story of X
Who
that
you
you
don't get
could
to
not
play.
play,
Right,
but what during the
exactly, that's
DLC
what
you
I'm
got
saying.
a chance to play some of them.
it's true.
True.
So
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
did.
Yeah. So it is possible. I
is.
don't.
You
I
You
don't think
he's
so.
a playable
I don't
character
think
in the
so.
story, though. You think he's
Well-
just in there?
I think he's in there.
Oh, you just think he's
I think he's in
Some-
there.
You might
somewhere
have
in
to
there,
fight
yeah.
him, honestly.
Yes.
you may see the reveal of why he's back in the story.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, that could
Onaga
happen.
Khan.
We're not going to talk about that leak because that's just too much, and we don't know
That
if
was
it's
a leak.
real
That was
or
my
not.
speculation with Jake.
No, there's a
Mm.
leak.
I was unaware of that. But
Yeah, actually, the first half of the leak is everything came out to be true about being at the Game Awards and everything.
well, yes,
And
I
then
knew about
the
that.
second
leak.
part of the leak actually goes into great detail of what the game actually is. So, and that was from the QA.
Well, no
Supposed
Jake Brennan
QA.
Supposed-
speculation.
But
Nope.
it seems
QA.
like it might be a little bit accurate.
Yeah.
So,
So,
this is the same person that said all of those characters weren't playable, correct?
yeah,
Like, that's what I thought.
Some of the
So-
mainstays.
yeah. That's all we know actually for Mortal Kombat 11 right now. And the other piece that we do know is January 17th is the community live stream event that NetherRealm is going to hold, where they reveal all the secrets, or at least some of them.
That the QA didn't reveal already.
Right.
We'll see.
Or
how
at least
that
they come out and they
evolves.
just say he was right. End the stream.
Everything's true.
He or she was right. Up next, Far Cry New Dawn, 2019.
Was hype for this.
I'm doing
less
this
hype
one.
for it.
I
So
didn't
this
see it.
is an expansion, right?
No,
This is an
No,
actual
this is a
game.
full game.
It is.
it's a $40 game.
Yes. Now,
So
is
this
that
is-
what made you less hype for it?
Yes.
That's
I
what
don't
I
like
thought.
that's $39.99. That means to me it's probably not going to be a full Far Cry experience. It's probably going to be here's Hope County after the nuke went off. Here's a couple other locations. 20-hour game. Maybe I'm wrong. Could very well be. If it is that, I'm going to be upset because I really want Far Cry to go back to what it used to be, which was a phenomenal experience. And yeah, I'm talking about 3, not anything after that.
4 was okay.
And the reason that I actually was pretty excited for this. I'm still gonna try and maintain some hope for it because it goes back to the brutal days of Fallout. Far Cry, God, goes back to the brutal days of Far Cry when
He doesn't
you
know
really
The
wanted-
brutal days of Fallout are happening right now.
Yeah, true. Good
No,
thing
these
the
are
outer,
the end days.
the outer
of
worlds will
Fallout.
save that.
The end times.
So they sell the IP.
But
too.
back when you hated
Close the vault.
the enemy and you really wanted to, you connected with the protagonist and you wanted to take care of them. You wanted to get rid of them. They in the very first scene they showed, they beat somebody's head in with a motorcycle helmet. So it's brutal. It's back to what it was instead of the trippy mess that Far Cry was.
And in Far Cry 3, they killed your brother in the first 10
Right.
minutes. So
And in
That
this one, they're threatening your whole way of life.
Exactly.
They
that
want
last
to take it over
scene
and
of the
destroy it.
trailer, the shadowy guy. Who is that guy?
shadowy guy.
Was that the bad guy from
I don't even know what
5?
you're talking about. The father?
Probably.
father.
Could very well
At the
be.
end of
Is that him?
5.
His name Jacob?
Spoilers.
He gets away,
Jacob or
right?
John?
He gets away.
You're locked in
Okay.
a bunker with
Spoilers ahead. So
Yeah.
you, the MC, this is the choices.
We already gave spoiler alerts.
That's true. we
Yeah,
did.
but so
New spoiler alert.
it's choice based, but I'm assuming canon is this. You really want to arrest him, apparently, so much that you're willing to drive through a nuclear blast to do so. I would have just put a bullet in his head. I'm just saying. I'm also not a U.S. Marshal, so there is that. So you're driving him with your truck, and there's bombs going. Well, there's a nuke going off, but shit's blowing up everywhere, and trees are flying at you. You get to a bunker, the survival bunker, where you actually end up in like the first 20 minutes of the story, where the guy saves your life. Somehow he slips his handcuffs you. You're trapped in the bunker with him at gunpoint. End of
That's how it
story.
is.
Okay.
Bad guy gets away.
So
Bad
yes,
guy
he
wins.
should be
Hated it.
in this because
So
it's
he'll be
17
there.
years
Yeah.
later.
It's 17 years later.
17 years.
Yes, 17 years later. So.
I'm watching it right now.
Okay. Well, we're moving on.
I'm gonna shoot him in the face.
I was excited for it, but the $40 price point is a little bit scary.
It's concerning.
Yes. It could just be that, hey, we've got this, like Brennan said, it's still Hope County, it's still the area, so they may have had, it may not have been as expensive as far as developing and things like that if you've already got the area, but
It's only been a year.
it's concerning because $40 price point games are usually like State of Decay was a $40 price point. And
That's a good game.
I would buy State of Decay before this.
it's a good game,
I'd
but
buy
it's
State of
not
Decay
a full
again.
game. It's not.
Not the
I mean, it's a
full
full
AAA
game, and-
experience.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
It's State of Decay is more of a survival.
not a Far
so I can
Cry.
play it
Yeah.
endlessly, but it's not. There's no campaign. There's
This game looks so much better than the Far Cry 5.
it does.
Oh my god.
The trailer was really good.
Trailer-
You guys
the
got
trailer
that?
got me hyped,
Everything.
but
Yeah.
I don't like some of the stuff I've heard.
Let's move on a little bit. Oh, here's one that really got me excited. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3.
On the Switch.
Black Order?
Black
Switch
Order.
exclusive.
Yes. That is a Nintendo Switch exclusive. So now Sony has a Marvel exclusive. Nintendo has a Marvel exclusive. What is the Microsoft Marvel exclusive going to be?
Avengers.
Iron Man.
Oh my god, I'd lose my mind.
Yeah, it's called
Good
Anthem.
job, Jake.
I would
Might be.
lose my mind.
Yeah, Iron Man. I'd go insane. Easily the best hero in Marvel,
Oh god.
unless you're Kevin, and then you're a Captain America fanboy.
No,
Ugh.
Yeah, I know
Spider-Man.
you're Spider-Man. I know. They're equally terrible.
Do you think there'd be an Iron Man one though?
Yeah, it's called Anthem.
Not exclusive.
It is not exclusive.
Sadly.
So what's the Switch one about? They
So,
gave us some details.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. Have you guys ever played Ultimate Alliance?
I played
X-Men
a little bit.
Wasn't one
Legends?
of them free?
No.
I
Never
thought
played
one of
it.
them was free.
So these games, you get a huge pool of Marvel characters, and there's a storyline that you play through. Think
Could you play as Ghost Rider in one of them?
you could
No, I played it before.
think Diablo in the Marvel universe.
We played it at our cousins. when we
You
were
get to
much
level
younger.
up your character, you learn new abilities, you enhance the abilities and armor and stuff like that. And then you just dungeon crawl with Marvel characters. It's fucking amazing.
And now you can do it on mobile with
I might just be
the
Iron
Switch.
Man the whole time.
You can do that.
literally, That is all.
I hope they make him good. And the other games he was Cyclops from the X-Men is pretty fucking good in these games. You can change like his abilities. You can focus the beam and make it stronger and narrower, or you can make an area of effect and it kind of loses a little bit. But
But
it's customization. It's
literally
up
every-
to you
Diablo
what
did
you want to do.
Very similar with the Wizard.
Yeah.
Very similar.
Yeah. It's that kind of game. Like you're picking up loot when you kill people.
That's
There's-
awesome.
Loot everywhere.
I'm a fan.
It's so good. So good. You're when you're looking at your character, you have gear slots and everything to put the loot on, and they have different abilities,
Different looks.
different
Does it
looks.
change the look?
Yep.
Okay.
They're skins and stuff. So
So yeah,
The graphics-
You look differently.
the graphics engines on these games pretty much come secondhand to the gameplay.
Right.
So expect
rough.
more like cartoony,
Well, that's why
cel-shaded
they
stuff.
most likely selected the Switch now is because of the graphics, and the Switch are expected to be that way.
Actually,
30
I'm hoping
FPS.
they chose the Switch because they want to make Marvel Amiibo. And then my collection of amiibo is just going to be ridiculous. 'Cause I will get every single one of
He's
them.
not gonna buy a game ever again.
Just
It's
amiibo.
only amiibos.
That's why he has us.
Ooh, what if they do amiibo based like drop in, drop out characters for that?
They do.
That would be
I
so
don't
good.
understand why they wouldn't.
You need
I
so
know.
many mounts.
No,
They're gonna sell another mount.
the amiibos you just put on
No,
there.
Oh, you
they
can
don't
just
mount.
put 'em in
They're
there?
NFC. Yeah, they
Oh.
you just scan them and they pop
And
in.
it's done, yeah.
Actually,
You can actually do
awesome.
that in Smash Brothers.
You can also do that in.
Oh, we're about to do that. As
Breath
soon
of
as
the
Joker
Wild.
comes
So
out.
about what you were saying, there was a free top down Marvel game that came
Yeah.
out, but they got shut down in the beta.
That's
Oh,
terrible.
that was Heroes Omega.
Yes.
It's similar to that without all the crappy microtransaction
Yeah,
nonsense.
Heroes
Right.
Omega was pretty amazing though.
Yeah.
I loved playing it.
And
Jake
it's
dropped
not $20
I
a
didn't-
character.
I didn't drop
$28.
anything on there. I was the only character I was interested in buying was Magic, I think. That
Well, I
the
was
only one.
interested in buying Spider-Man, and then it was like $19.99, and
Yep.
I was like, no,
No.
I don't like him that much.
I didn't buy any because it
I'm
closed
kidding,
out
I do.
before I could even get into it. So
Yeah.
I liked enough to
that-
buy that
you know what's-
DLC.
The worst part about that
I
is
played all
they-
the DLC so far
I
for
know
it.
They had just launched the Guardians of the Galaxy packs, and people were buying them, and they shut down a month later.
Yeah.
Nobody got refunds.
What they shut down for? Was it?
The
I'm
studio
assuming.
closed.
Yeah,
Oh.
and I
Marvel
think,
shut them down.
yeah, I think that's the reason is because probably with this
Licensing issues.
Probably with
terrible.
this
They
on the
didn't-
horizon, yeah.
Didn't refund people?
No, they
Oh
did
my
not.
God.
Savage.
What else? We saw Crash Team Racing is getting a remaster, and that's getting released. A lot of people like that one. A couple of indies here.
No. Let's go back to Crash Team.
No.
Bring
let's
me
move
bring
on
me
back.
Chocobo
No,
Racing.
we're
Screw
moving
that.
Chocobo
Get
Racing.
out of here.
That was a PlayStation 1 game.
Bring
So
me
the
Mario Kart 9.
First indie I want to talk about is Hades. Jake, I know you're super excited for this.
This is Dead Cell.
I am excited.
This
about
is literally Dead Cells. That's what I wanted to say.
I was like, wow, this game looks awesome. Then he died, and he went right back, and I was like,
Right to the
wait,
beginning,
wait, wait,
crawled
wait,
out of
wait,
a pool
wait,
of
wait,
blood.
Hey, this is my room.
Hey, it's Dead Cells.
This
Look
is
at that.
Dead Cells.
Look at that there. I mean, it looks good. Don't get me wrong. Combat looks smooth. Graphics are nice.
And it looks different than Dead Cells. But
That was from the makers of Transistor.
Yep, and the
Yeah.
makers of Pyre
But
and
that-
Bastion.
is that
Yeah.
super
Supergiant.
Games.
Super
There it
Giant,
is.
yeah.
But that mechanic was just done
it
by
was-
Dead Cells.
It looks like that.
I am
and
a
it
huge
literally-
fan
it's
of
the same
Supergiant.
art, it's everything, and I was like, wow, this is Dead Cells.
I mean, but the
It
thing,
looks like
It's
there are
gonna be
more
good.
bosses. Though.
It's
To
a
be
3D.
fair.
It's 3D though, not 2D.
but
Oh yeah, it'll be a good game. I'm not,
yeah, but you gotta think about
and
it.
it's more top down. It's not like side platform.
I don't.
Right, yeah.
Because I don't think it's gonna be exactly like that. I think it's gonna have a lot of similarities because it's hard to
similar
be
concept, right?
But I think it's gonna.
I'm excited for it.
It looks like
good.
hardcore.
I think they're gonna
Transistor.
go closer to Transistor
Yeah.
than
That's what it reminded me of, going from room to room.
Transistor
like that.
was so fun.
It was. Don't ever leave me
Good.
alone.
Don't ever. Oh, stop. The pain.
All right. So the next indie.
The Pathless,
That looked cool.
makers of
This
Abzu.
did
did
the one
look
where you
cool.
were running?
Yes.
Yeah.
The whole time.
Brennan was
Yeah, that
like,
was really cool.
if I
I said, if I'm
can't-
running this whole time, I'm not playing this game. And then the next scene was them stealthing. I was like, all right, fair enough.
He's back in.
This honestly looks so cool. The art was
The
beautiful.
art was fantastic.
It was so
And
so
with indies,
good.
you can always expect just some of the finest music in the industry, which is
Music
weird
and
to me,
art.
but it's always so good.
Yes.
Honestly, it's because they don't have to rely on the confines of everything else. They are allowed to be anything they want to be.
well, it's
Yeah,
not.
they can.
They actually
Like,
indies.
I'm actually currently playing
The thing that
Ashen,
indies do
which was
with
announced at
music
the games.
is they have
Oh, Brett's talking.
their own people. Like with Celeste, Lena Duran or something. She actually played in the.
She was part of it. Yeah.
She played in the orchestra, and she
Yep.
was Celeste. I did. Did they win music? Yes.
She won.
She was the she did the music for them. That's what indies do differently that AAA's don't, is that they usually have
No, RDR2 won music,
Oh yeah, RDR2 did win.
which really shouldn't have.
It
That-
sh-
Get
definitely
me
should
started
not
on
should
that.
not have.
It should have been
Um,
Nino Kuni 2.
it should have been.
Absolutely,
Should have been
it should have
Nino,
been Nino
correct.
Kuni.
Joe Hisashi should have won,
100%.
but he probably wasn't even there.
He's got better things to do.
Yeah, he definitely does.
Kuni 3.
Imagine.
Oh my
Stop.
But that's what they do differently, is that they have the out of the box thinking, like Jake said. They're able to do that, whereas AAA's kind of have this order of things that they have to go with. So that's where the indie art and the indie music you see is so different, and they get,
Refreshing.
and
is
yeah.
the main thing with it.
the art. I've honestly become obsessed with indie games art recently, and I can't stop playing them.
Here's
So-
another indie for you. Oh, did you have something to add? Go ahead.
Yeah, the indie that was announced at the Game
Okay.
Awards. It came out, the Ashen. So I got that because it's on Game Pass, like everything else. And I've been playing some of it. I'm about 3 hours in. I beat the first boss, who was a joke, by the way. It's Soulsborne-esque, but the first boss was just, I rolled him. It was very different from my Dark Souls gameplay. I know.
Well, to be fair,
I know it was coming.
no, I was going to say you're practiced now, so you're back in the grind.
That's right.
So I think if we had the stream this weekend, I think you would have been just
No,
fine.
I didn't play that whole week beforehand, so I should have, but oh well. You guys will see better at some point.
Yes.
Sekiro, probably.
Sekiro's going to be awesome.
So
March
yeah,
23rd.
Ashen,
Not at the Game Awards.
That's because it's out soon.
Ashen is very good. I love the art design. You don't have a face. You can have facial hair, but you have no facial features. You're just a head.
This is true.
Enemies are very interesting. The art style, it's a very drab world because the Ashen, which is the light in the world, has just been reborn after it died. This is all just basic stuff. I'm not going to spoil anything for you guys.
So what's a
but
phoenix?
The world, essentially, it is a bird. So it's very well done. I'm excited to get into it more. I do have to beat it quickly, though, with Kingdom Hearts coming out in a month. So
Yeah, it's coming
Oh.
real
I'm
soon.
going to have to pour some time into that.
I think
Uh,
I'm gonna get the $99 one, the 3-for-1 or whatever it's called, the one with all of them.
I
Well,
don't
they-
care about
yeah,
the-
they do
the
have that
first two there because they're insane. So,
Yeah, they are.
They're all in.
Remember, this one's going to bring it all together.
yeah, everything's
Somehow.
going
And
to tie
make one
together.
giant story.
Everyone's digitized it.
Fluid story. The Last Campfire by
That
Hello
one looked good,
Games.
too.
Looked
this
very
one looked
good.
beautiful too.
It did. The art direction on these indies is top notch.
I felt so bad for that little guy when he lost his oar. I was like, oh, that's. And then he looks back and he just sees them all around the campfire and he's like, wow,
Shit.
my damn oar, it screwed me.
Dauntless
Mm.
coming to
On
consoles.
console.
2019.
Oh my!
Monster Hunter World Light.
Monster Hunter World Light. Yeah, it brought me to it.
The creators of Dauntless are ex-BioWare employees. Did you guys know that?
No.
I've always wanted to play Dauntless, to be honest with you. I was
Me
pretty
too.
excited for this. But
Even though we mock
Kevin said,
I don't mock
I
it.
was watching Kevin. We did.
Oh.
it. Us too.
Monster
Just
Hunter
now
World
mocked
Light.
it.
I was
One
watching
second ago.
Kevin do this, and he goes, this looks like Dauntless. It's Dauntless, Kevin.
I was curious why it was there. Like,
Oh, don't
what
get
the
me
hell are you
started
doing?
on that. We're gonna get past indies in a second to a much bigger game that was announced that Kevin didn't realize what it was.
There's a
Had
reason
I
why.
been in the room, I would have punched him in the throat. Just
You
so
wouldn't
everyone
have.
is aware.
But verbally, maybe. Here
Verbal throat.
Here
punch.
is the
Incoming.
game that was announced that
Oh,
No,
we're
I-
we
getting
gotta
into
talk,
it?
we gotta talk
We're
about the
gonna
other
do it.
one first.
Which one?
Anthem.
That wasn't announced.
Yeah, but this was
They showed the
before
trailer.
that.
Did it show more Anthem for you?
Okay,
Is-
so
So they showed some Iron
in
Man
Casey
suits
we trust
Oh my
himself.
flying around destroying people.
Casey
Looks
was on
super
stage.
good. We're all excited. February 22nd. Mark it in your calendar.
Dark Iron
January
Man was there.
Dark Iron.
January 25th is VIP access if you pre-order.
Chick Razor Man flew in out of nowhere.
As soon as
That's pretty
Casey
much
got
is
up
the
there,
trailer,
I
right?
lost my
That's-
mind.
That's the trailer right
Sums it up.
Sure. Go into your guys' game.
There's a stream coming up, isn't there? You can tell
Yeah,
us
there's
about
coming
that.
up, right?
Thursday.
Go ahead. What is
Thursday.
that?
What
someday.
is the date? Thursday the 13th
The
or something
13th,
like
yeah. 13th.
that. It's 3 this time, 3 p.m.
This is the one I've been waiting for.
The progression loot skill system we're
Yeah,
seeing a
there we go.
lot in this one. So
This is the important one.
Definitely tune into that. All right, on to
it's 7 o'clock Eastern though. They changed their times. They had been doing 1 or noon.
Yeah, it was like noon, I
yeah,
think.
and
yeah.
now it's 3. So it's going to be 3 hours later this time.
so on to Kevin's the predecessor of Kevin's favorite game of all time.
God.
Let's hear it,
I
Kevin.
never said Inquisition was my favorite
No,
game of
no,
all
it's the
time.
predecessor to Origins I'm talking about, which you
Ugh.
have repeatedly said is your favorite game of all time.
It is.
For good reason. Great game.
Yeah.
I would recognize its music from anywhere.
You should. This music that you heard had nothing to do with this game.
It had everything to do with the Trespasser DLC,
Which
from
I
Dragon
never
Age
played.
Inquisition. So obviously, based on what we're talking about, the game is Dragon Age 4
Four
or
is
whatever
working
they're
title
gonna
right now.
Working
it.
title. They don't actually have a title. It's
Yeah.
just Dragon Age 4.
Requisition. Requisition. There it is.
Requisition.
But I mean, I'm super hyped. I love Dragon Age. I mean, 2 was a stumble, but they really recovered with Inquisition, so it's never really been a. It's the franchise BioWare hasn't messed up yet, so I'm excited for
Inquisition won Game of the Year,
it. As it should.
rightfully so. However, I never played any of the DLC because I moved on to a darker game, one that consumes you. One name,
Destiny?
Destiny.
Yuck. Please.
Yeah, right. Over
Stop.
Dragon Age Inquisition.
Well, I played Dragon Age
I never got to-
Inquisition,
I
and I
never-
completed it,
I never
and I moved
played all of
into
it
the
either,
darkness.
so to be fair.
Well, I beat everything in the game. I 100%ed that game. Trash cans.
So there was a DLC called The Trespasser, apparently, that details
so
things.
He's skipping all over some things. So, spoilers for Dragon Age Inquisition
Brennan
upcoming.
broke this down when it happened and was so disgusted with you. I want you to know.
Oh, I know, I believe
He
it.
came to me and was like, "Can you believe what Kevin just said?"
Do you see?
I don't know.
So as the trailer itself, it's on an emblem and it's zooming out, and you hear bubbly synthesizers in the background that are very reminiscent of
the Reaper.
Mass Effect.
It sounded a little like the Reaper theme. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the.
And I was like, are they rebooting Mass Effect? Because Andromeda was such a piece
that
of
would've been
shit
great
Little
too.
that
do
they're
you
going to
know,
just
this is-
reboot it.
This is actually Dragon Age and
Okay,
Mass Effect
but
crossover.
To be fair, this emblem that was zooming out was A, the corrupted lyrium idol from Dragon Age 2, and B, the Dreadwolf, which is in every Dragon Age game. So he doesn't have an excuse.
He's right there.
So
Well, one
Also, if you had subtitles on, it said who was speaking to you.
I did not.
You probably should have.
so
Because it popped up immediately.
essentially-
and said, "Ba-boop."
through Inquisition, your first companion is
Solus.
Solus, the elf, who through the game, if you actually speak to him and follow his relationship line and whatnot, you don't even have to be in a romance with him, but it does open up some cooler the dialogues in the game and later in the Trespasser DLC. He does only go for female elves though, so
Because I was such a
Alright.
failure at one of my favorite franchises, Kaylee and I are going to play through Inquisition and the Trespasser DLC, and we're going to do a YouTube video series covering it.
there
Better
you go.
Twitch that
It's
too,
a great
boyo.
announcement.
Twitch it too.
Twitch.tv/TSGG online.
Boom.
Thank you,
There
Brett.
it is. So, throughout this, you learn who Solus really was. He's really the man who inspired the legend behind the mythic Dreadwolf, the trickster god of the elves, who actually tricked the other gods into their slumber that made the elves lose their magic and immortality. He regrets that deeply. So he misses his real people because they're the elves now are like the city elves. They're
Shells.
Not, they're not what they were. They're
No,
not the
not even
Dales.
close,
They're
yeah.
not actual elves at this point. So he wants to bring them back. So to do that, he has to beat Mathal, who was one of the main elven goddesses. And if you followed the Dragon Age series, it was the witch. Oh, what's her
Flemeth.
Yeah,
name? Flemeth. There
Flemeth.
it is. The Witch of the Wilds, who was actually really an elven goddess the whole time, which is mind blowing. The first
Didn't
time
you
you found
fight her?
out.
Didn't you beat her?
Yeah, you
When she
killed.
turned
Yeah,
into a
you
dragon?
killed her in
You
the
kill
first
her,
game,
yeah.
but she transposes her soul to a different
Gotcha.
location because
Yes, she
she's
does.
super OP.
She is awesome.
Well, she's dead now because Solus ate her. 'Cause
She was awesome.
She also wants to resurrect their people, and he's the only one who can do it. So Solus, the tagline for this new game is "The Dreadwolf Rises." He's the antagonist, but I think he's also really one of the
He's like an
protagonists
anti-hero.
because he's trying to undo his greatest wrongdoing.
the
which
wrongdoing, yeah.
in this case is resurrecting my favorite race in the game, so I'll accept it. I'm pretty hyped.
Did you get all that?
Yeah, I mean, I already know the rundown because
Because he plays the game.
because
Beats him.
because our mutual friend Slen also is an avid Dragon Age
Huge
player.
Dragon Age fan.
So him and Kai both talked throughout the whole entire story in a car ride. So I heard the whole thing. Like,
Nice. Good to know Dragon Age is so well liked around here.
of course.
Widely written. But yeah,
Yes.
cannot express my hype level for that game. And with all the other games coming out, Cyberpunk's going to be before it, so just too much hype.
Now let's
Stop.
talk about the games that weren't there. I have a short list here. I'm just going to go through this list, and then I have a question.
You might as well just say Sony's.
I'm just going to go through this list, please.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yikes.
Games that weren't there. The Last of Us 2,
Yikes.
Death Stranding,
Also, yikes.
Ghost of Tsushima,
Oh, no.
Dreams,
Yikes.
Days Gone,
Oh.
what the fuck is going
There
on,
was an
Sony?
80-minute demo of Days Gone recently.
80 minutes.
Tried to watch it, didn't. Not
Tried.
excited for that
We
game.
got
Couldn't do
3 minutes in, and it was over.
It's
Couldn't
just
do
another zombie horde game, and I think it'll be canceled before it comes out. So
It's not the demo that came out at the beginning of this year, is it?
it might have been. It was 2018. That's all I saw.
That's the Game Informer one?
I don't know. Honestly,
Yeah.
I didn't look that.
That came
hard.
out before
I have
E3.
zero interest in the game.
So let's point this out. Kevin said, well, there weren't games here, and they were all Sony.
Weird.
'Cause we talked about
Didn't
that.
they
going
cancel
into
one of their events because of
I
something
think-
similar to
What was
that?
it,
So-
PSX and also
Yeah.
E3?
That is
They
my
pulled out of
question.
E3 for that?
What is going on, Sony? And
Man,
to
Jake's a
further it,
Sony
at the
fanboy, too.
beginning,
Mm.
at the beginning of the Game Awards, all three bosses together.
correct.
Later,
The
in
guy
the Game
didn't even
Awards,
say anything about it. I thought he's like, yeah, this is nice. Like this whole Game Awards thing. Not going to mention anything that's supposed
Probably
to be coming
sprinted out the back soon after.
immediately.
Gotta get out of here. Jet to Japan. Let's go.
Later in the Game Awards,
He also missed the after party.
Phil Spencer
Sean
and
Layden
Jeff
gone.
Keighley had a one-on-one.
Mhm.
Later in the Game Awards,
Except for DMC.
Reggie and Jeff had a one-on-one. And then later in the Game Awards, Sean
Was on a jet to
did
Japan.
not
He
have.
called him to congratulate him on the Game Awards.
Sean was there sitting in the crowd and
time.
never came up. They never had a one-on-one. Never
I
talked
wonder
about
why.
anything.
With Reggie and Phil, when they both had theirs, they had like super big.
They did
announcements.
something, yeah.
like
Well, DMC, the
DMC5, the beta,
demos
The demo
exclusively
came out,
on
yeah.
Xbox.
Yeah,
Awesome
it's-
win for
Reggie's
Phil.
was Smash. So
Reggie's was Smash, and it's just, and there was no other presence of Sean.
can we talk about how smug Phil was when he was up there?
Yeah,
And Jeff
Blazer.
said, "You guys have had a good year," and he just stopped and he was like,
Yeah,
"Yeah, we had a pretty good year." I was like, "Yeah,
Yeah,
But
you
he
did,
did
Phil.
cut that off and said, it needs to be better.
yeah."
And
Well,
then
that's-
quiet-
which is even,
That's
that's good
it's
to
even
know.
During
better.
that conversation, if you
He wants
listen
to keep
really close to the
pushing.
microphone, there's a door closing.
That's Sean going up.
That was a jet turning on. The engine came on.
Oh,
Him and Sonic Fox were sitting there playing
Runway
video
2
games.
is now clear. So yeah, we have no idea what's going on with Sony other than this.
Well, we know it's coming.
None of these
We
games
just
are
don't know
coming out
when.
until PS5, which they're going to announce
right.
soon.
Which is shocking to hear because that's no more Sony exclusives this gen. That's
That's rough.
I just don't see it happening. Why?
Yeah,
Why
I
do
don't-
it?
I don't think they. So they've already.
I don't think they
canceled
planned it
E3.
out right.
We talked about this before. They fucked
Yeah.
up, and they're just going to ride third party all the way into next gen. And I think they're going to be fine because they sold over 80 million
Obviously they're
PS4s.
gonna
Oh
be
yeah,
fine.
they're never gonna have an issue with that. It's just
Man,
the
I
fact-
hope not. That would suck.
Yeah, they're going to do it.
it's
What's
at this
here,
point
though,
it's allowing
is its
Microsoft to
momentum.
catch up.
It's
Microsoft's momentum is sky high.
Like this
they're
gen,
flying.
Sony caught it all.
Oh yeah.
That's why they've sold 81 million consoles. If Microsoft can take that back, well, I'll be hyped. Because I'm
Microsoft
Xbox
is coming
stand.
with
See,
the hands.
it doesn't matter what they do now. It matters what they do at the next gen
Next.
launch.
Right.
That's what Sony's concerned about.
Well, that's where Sony
already
beat
see it now.
Microsoft on the one. Was
I
that
think they're totally focusing on next gen so that they can stay in the lead.
that's early. That's hard. Switch has actually sold
can
20
lose
million
a lot.
copies and is on pace to beat Xbox and PlayStation
The Switch is awesome.
if they maintained their pace.
Do you know how many consoles Marvel Ultimate Alliance is going to sell?
They'll probably have a.
That game
Well,
is
it's a
huge,
Marvel
man.
game, so
That
they might
game
have-
is
they might have a
fucking
collection.
huge.
Marvel pushes everything.
That'd be pretty cool.
That's one of the PS2 games.
Imagine the Marvel Switch.
That would be
That'd be
amazing.
sick.
That
has
would
the
be
whole
sick.
lineup on the back in
Oh,
color.
man, dude, that'd be
man,
awesome.
that would-
I'm gonna have to
in
spring for that.
color, Nintendo. Color.
No more gray. We can't do with the gray.
No more stencils.
Please.
Put down the snipper clips. Yeah, that game on PS2, Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
That's what I played.
And if you want to buy that on PS2 right now, it's over $60 still, $80 in some cases.
Mm.
No thanks.
These games are treasures.
Just watch the Endgame trailer. 850.
Yeah. Captain Marvel's gonna come knock on the window. Hey, Tony, and then he's saved. So
Literally. How
let's
that's going
see.
to happen.
What other games weren't there? Concrete Genie. Where the hell is this game? When's this coming out? We've seen so many demos
It's
of it.
never happening.
Fable. Nothing.
I didn't expect Fable there.
Halo Infinite. Nothing.
Oh, I did expect Halo Infinite
yeah.
there.
Biomutant. Nothing.
That's
Final
coming
Fantasy
soon, though.
VII Remake. Nada.
Hold on,
Lol.
pause and go
Wait.
back a second.
Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Nothing.
Is it 10 years in the future already?
Cyberpunk
Whoa.
2077. Nada.
I didn't
Hmm.
expect. They said they
To
weren't.
be fair, we knew.
Yeah.
But I was still hopeful. And that one scene when the screen started to get glitchy, I was like, "Dude, they're doing it again."
Ed Boon was on the screen.
No, not that part.
No,
Yeah.
it was Joker.
Yeah, the Joker.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, then Reggie was on the screen.
Kingdom Hearts 3. They didn't show that trailer there.
I know.
That's fine.
Came
That's-
afterwards,
we already
which
know
is
what's coming
hilarious.
out.
Well, my
though.
question with that one is pricing, because the trailer's a minute and a half. So if they were trying to work that into the show, that probably
Yeah.
got pretty expensive for screenings.
Yeah,
So.
the MK trailer got cut, so
Yeah.
you didn't even get to see the pre-order,
pre-order
shout
stuff, yeah.
Squeenix is such an underrated developer. Me and Jake were actually talking about this the other day.
How
Hmm.
so?
Just in the opinions of most people you talk to, Squeenix isn't on their list usually.
Don't talk to those people ever again.
Ever again.
Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Man, you just-
Not there.
Oh, you're right.
Well, that one's still a
Oh,
long ways
I didn't
out.
expect
Like,
it.
Yeah, because that
That's
one
next
they,
gen.
They announced that to
Way
be
out.
next
Yeah.
gen. I paid attention
Still
to
wanted
the,
to see something.
the diaries
No.
of that for a
Never.
long
The
time.
Division 2. Not there.
See, that one we've kind of forgotten about. As,
They went super dark.
as all the other
Yeah,
stuff
it's
has come
worrying
out.
to
That's
me.
Well, you do
concerning.
realize it's because of the Division, right? Because they had to be.
Stop.
Aw.
Were you about to make a Dark Zone joke?
He was.
Yeah.
He was going there. Yeah, get him out of here. Play the music. Get him out.
That's all we've got for you guys today.
There were actually awards there
Some.
at the Game Awards.
All right. So
Were there?
missing section. Goodbye.
I was going to highlight the Game of the Year. As you know, we have our own Game of the Year category as well. I don't know if ours is going to turn out this way, but at the Game Awards this year, Game of the Year went to God of War.
I really
Not
expected you
Red
to
Dead
say it
Redemption 2.
in the voice.
No one can do that.
Yeah, what
Boy.
voice?
Every time he says God of War, he says God.
Yeah, I know. I've heard it.
Every
I just-
time.
I'm very
God
glad.
This time you didn't say it.
Yeah, that
there you
one.
go.
That voice.
It's just like that.
So I was actually really happy with this because I know I've said I actually liked RDR2 more, but I've actually went back through it. I like God of War more. RDR2 didn't really have the RPG elements I was looking for, I expected from them. God of War did, even though it was their first attempt at it. They pulled it off really well.
It's a fucking masterpiece.
And yeah, honestly, I'm happy.
After you finish the game,
I want
there is New
PCO to
Game
win.
Plus. But even if you don't want to go into the New Game Plus, there's still so much for you to
The
do.
only reason I would play New Game Plus is to track down 55 Ravens. Because that's the only achievement I've
I
missed.
only had like 15
Ew.
left.
Did you ever go and collect all like the smoldering shards and stuff to craft the legendary gear sets?
Yes, I have the Blood Mist armor from the maze.
Nice. Those look really cool.
Best armor in the game. And they look sick.
I couldn't.
Oh, I grinded that.
I could not.
I mean, I love that. That was so much fun. I said, yeah, I'll kill.
The arena.
And the first time you do it, it's to find the Valkyrie. And then from there, it's just, fuck that Valkyrie.
The Valkyrie
No,
fights
the
are
Valkyrie
awesome.
you're
dude.
talking about is the fire one. You couldn't beat the first Valkyrie.
You can be the first one?
I've killed all the
No.
He was
Valkyries.
under-leveled.
Oh,
To be
well,
fair.
yeah, they are
It was
tough.
Middenheim.
Yeah, it was the fire realm.
Yeah.
Wasn't
I
the Mist
could
realm.
not beat her.
They are
That's what
not
made me
easy.
Stop playing.
Well, I guess if you're
It'd make him stop.
So I was
super
playing
level,
the
they
whole
are.
game
but
on hard until that point, and I put it all the way down to easy, and I still couldn't beat her. And I was like, "Fuck this!"
He
They're-
wouldn't
they're
use the
tough fights,
methods
man.
I told him to use.
they're tough.
Beat her like fourth attempt. She was really hard. It was-
They are.
that
could
first
not
one is by
dodge
far
her.
the worst. After you beat her, until you get to the final one, they're all pretty much smooth sailing.
I couldn't
That
dodge
final
her.
one's
I would
awesome.
roll and roll and roll, and she'd land on me, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
the
done
landing.
with this.
Yeah.
She's the one that doesn't do it. The others do it repeatedly. They keep jumping. If they
Yeah.
miss you, they go
Yep.
right back up.
Yeah, they do. I hate that so much.
Good.
So that was the Game Awards this year. There are many-
Honestly,
many
RDR2
great
won a
things.
lot of things I didn't think they
They
should.
won. They
They
won 3
steamrolled
awards.
quite a bit of it.
Their thing was hype. They'd just come out. They'd like
I think
imagine
they
if,
won a
imagine if
bunch
God
on
of War had
hype-based.
just come out. Like it would have won everything. It would have rolled.
Oh, they won 3 awards as well. So
Yeah, they both
I know,
won the
but
same amount of
music going to RDR2 is kind of the biggest.
On the bright side, Dead Cells did win something, so I was super excited.
well deserved.
Best action game, I believe,
Yeah.
is what it was. Mm-hmm.
And
which is in competition with a lot of games.
yeah,
COD,
yeah, it is.
for example.
COD got nothing.
COD, lol.
Good.
Nada.
It's a shit game.
It's a reskin. of everything.
Spider-Man got nothing. Nada.
Also
Should
a
have.
shit game.
See, that is where narrative shouldn't have gone to RDR2. It should have gone to Spider-Man.
I
And
agree
that
with
said, I hate Spider-Man, so that's
Well, Spider-Man's story was
a
the
big
only
moment for me.
saving grace for us, and
It was the only good thing about the game.
and it
in my
was
opinion.
their story was great, and it should have
Besides graphically, it was very nice
it should have beat RDR2's.
for sure. Music should have gone to Nino. RDR should. In fact, the only thing RDR should have won
It had the
was
one
either Game of the
song.
War and the
Game of the Year.
Game of the War.
Game of the Year, and the one it actually did win, which was Best Something.
Art direction?
No,
No, they didn't win art
they
direction.
won the best voice actor.
The game that
Yeah.
won art direction, by the way, I was disgusting.
I was too.
It was so
Which
bad.
one won art?
Didn't like it. It was the Aubergine.
Yeah.
Yep, that was terrible.
I was like,
Didn't like
what is this?
Didn't it look like pencil comic book?
That should have gone to God of War too.
Terrible.
That should have went to God of War for
God of
sure.
War.
War's
or, like,
landscapes were phenomenal.
Any of the
No, it should have went to God of
any
War.
of the indies
RDR's
had
too.
great art.
It was more
One of those two.
realistic, so
Yeah,
it
it
wasn't
was.
that
Garbage.
fantastical setting,
Yeah.
but it should have been one of those two, in my opinion.
That was bad.
And
to go
honestly,
like for Sony Santa Monica to go from Greek to Norse, and
so well.
it's such a different image, and they nailed it. Art direction was theirs, man.
Well, that's one of the good things about the reboot for God of War is that they had such a different setting. They could do so many more things. They don't have to do Greek architecture anymore. They can do Norse, which is unique in its own way. It's just they had a lot they could do there, and I'm glad
And-
they did it as well as they did.
A story came out about God of War. I don't know if I've mentioned it on this show before, but if I have, it's worth listening to a second time. 6 months before God of War released, Shuhei Yoshida played it, and he was disgusted at how God of War played. He said, this game is supposed to launch in 6 months, and it's basically unplayable. And they were able to fine-tune that and fix everything and release that. It wasn't until after that moment where they actually had the axe abilities and stuff the way that they are now.
Yep.
They weren't like that before.
They have a ginormous studio. They have very good, very high-end workers, so I'm not shocked. You know what's more impressive than that? Obsidian made Fallout New Vegas in 18 months, okay? They're
maybe.
fantastic.
With a small studio.
With a tiny studio and no budget. They
Still
also were
plagued
given
with
a
bugs.
bonus from Bethesda because they didn't get an 85 on Metacritic. So
That happened.
why'd you get this started, Kevin?
I didn't.
I hate everyone.
I don't know where you even came up with that transition.
It's just
It
been
just-
in there,
He mentioned
in his mind.
how well they switched things up in 6 months, and
Yeah.
to be fair, God of War was
They did.
excellently done. And hearing that, I'm glad that he was disgusted. 'Cause
Shuhei
had it been
thought,
unplayable, I would have been.
yeah, Shuhei thought they were going to have to
Devastated.
delay the game. Like,
Yikes.
and
And
then
it's good that we all know the story
Corey-
and people
Corey
have
and his
finished it
team.
on this table.
Corey and his team have, yeah, everybody here has finished it.
And it only
Aye.
took some of us.
But you've
like,
seen it.
You've watched it.
Yeah, I know.
3
Basically
days?
finished it. It's
took-
like an
took-
audiobook.
Took most of
read
us
it.
3 days, right, guys? Oh, no, that was just me.
Oh, no, that's
Took me
just
like
you.
2 weeks
9
afterwards.
months.
Stop.
The rest of us don't lock ourselves in a dungeon.
Well, maybe we should start.
I just play a lot of Overwatch.
Brett just throws like food at him every once in a while.
Literally.
But yeah, so that was pretty
Here's your
much the,
chicken.
the highlights of the Game Awards. Anybody have any other words they want to say about that? I thought it was a great show.
All in all, great show.
Really well done.
They
Good-
got rid of all
Congrats
the,
to Jeff Keighley. That was well done.
the weird advertisement stuff, like the Schick Razor Man. He's
Yeah.
not there anymore, which
Yeah,
was
that's a good thing.
necessary because I didn't understand that last year. It wasn't
Jake,
last
I don't
year,
know
it
if
was 2
you
years ago.
got into 10 words yet. Do you want to get there?
Oh, I
before we
mean,
head
I
out?
a couple
definitely
more?
liked how much Sony gave to it.
That was
Excellent
That's-
job.
He hit his mark. But that is all the time we have this week, everybody. I want to thank you for joining us, except Jake, and thank you all for listening. We'll see you next week.
See y'all
ya.
next time.
Bye.